What's up, lemon heads? Welcome to another episode of From the Yellow Chair. I'm Crystal, and I have all of these fun friends on the call or podcast with me today. And we are so excited to talk to you guys about social media and all of the fun things that you can get ready to have a great Q1 with tons of creative content. So I can't wait to jump into it and let you hear all of their great ideas. Let's sip some lemonade. All right. So guys, you're actually if you're getting to watch this, you're actually looking at most of our awesome social media team here at Lemon Seed Marketing, but these are some of the most creative, content-driven people that I know, and they also create content, like, all day long, every day, and so, you gotta be a special kinda creative to love to do that, and so, I'm gonna let them just kinda introduce themselves for a second, and so they're listen, most of them are excited to talk, but there's always that little bit of nervousness that comes from it. So, okay, we'll just start. So the first person that I can see is Tate. So go for it.
Hi everyone, my name's Tate Reed and I'm a content creator here at Lemon Seed.
Awesome. She's also a full-time student doing great things. Okay, next, Asia.
Hi everyone, I'm Asia Collins and I'm currently interning here at Lemon Seed and I've been working with the content creators.
She's doing a great job as well. Okay, Esmeralda.
Hey everyone, my name's Esmeralda Samariba. I'm a content creator here at Lemon Seed.
Doing a great job. She's
Mhm.
actually in office. Lemon Seed has a hybrid team. So some are in office and some are out of office. And so Esmeralda gets the pleasure of listening to Crystal all day long in her office. So also our newest seed, Darian.
Hi, I'm Daria Heto. I just started here. This is my first week. I'm excited to be on the team.
She comes from HVAC background, and so she worked for a company, actually near us where we are here, and they had plumbing and HVAC, and so she's no stranger to the home contracting world. So, and last but not least, our social media team lead.
Hi. Yeah, I'm the team lead. My name is Ashley Burkhead, and I get the pleasure of working with this great team every single day.
Yes. So our team at Lemon Seed, we specialize in branded content that hopefully helps drive home what your brand is, brand engagement, community engagement, because we know that to have a strong brand, people have to engage with your brand and they have to be excited and they have to know more about flushable toilets and capacitors and things like that. So a lot of times the content creators and this, guys, if you're a contractor and you're listening, this could be a CSR that has creative energy. This could be a college student. Obviously, I have two fantastic college students on the team. This could be a wife of one of your technicians or plumbers. You just need someone that really understands engagement and understands your brand story. And that's why Lemon Seed, you have to be on a plan with us to get to get our social media services because we have to have a much deeper understanding than this is my logo and this is when I'm open. And so today we thought we would share with you guys just how we kind of start brainstorming and creating content and creating ideas. So I wanted to start off with the beginning of the year. So, as you go in, like right now, most of you are listening to this, we're into the new 2024 year and we are exhausted from the holidays still, but excited for a new year. Like, shout out to those that live that life. Like, you're like just now able to catch your breath. But guys, I want to encourage you. Winners never sleep. So you have to have 2024 content rolling. So don't come down too hard off of that high from the holidays. We had some super cute content. I mean, if you follow Lemon Seed social media, like right now, our yellow elf is all over our office. So there's lots of easy content over Christmas, right? All of that jingle song. I was going to say jingle bells. I will spare y'all that. I will not sing jingle bells, but there is, Christmas carols and Rudolph and Santa and the nativity and Christmas trees and all of these things. Well, then you hit January and you're like, like you kind of hit a wall of creativity. So today we thought we would just kind of jump into this. So ladies, let's start off a little bit with, in the month of January, like what are some cool things that we could be focused on? Now we're already past New Year's, but what are some other things that as we're just collaborating here that maybe we could focus on for January?
I can get us started. So, pretty in the middle of the month is MLK Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I think that's a great opportunity to have your team give back to your community in some way, and just
Okay.
highlight what he stood for and helping others. It's pretty simple. Maybe you don't have time to do it depending on where you live, or you're like, oh my gosh, this is next week. But just putting together some donation to a local charity or something can get it started. And then you can plan ahead for the next year and start thinking about those things. But don't be afraid that you can't do anything because you haven't like thought it through for weeks on end. Just
Yeah, or
starting
some,
to get
like,
your content.
major yeah, or some,
Mhm.
like it doesn't have to and everything does not have to be a major production, right? So, to pinpoint this, what Ashley's first thought was, let's just look at the national holidays that are in that month, okay? So, I will say this, if you don't have a structured approach to social media, it will overwhelm you really quickly. Most people that call and talk to Lemon Seed about us doing their social media, they say, "Oh, I know what I feel like I know what I need to do, but I'm not creative, and it just gets pushed and pushed and pushed." So literally, Lemon Seed created these plans so that we could make sure content was getting out there. So, like Ashley saying, one of our recommendations would be like, what is impactful around MLK Day? Is it making a donation? Is it doing participating? Like our where I live, we have MLK Day celebration. So like maybe your organization, your company is a part of that. So MLK Day is a great one. At the very least, I would consider doing like quotes and things like that. You don't want to make this insincere. That's probably not the right word. Unsincere. Tate, what's the word? Let's see. What is the word? In not sincere, right? So you would want to make sure that you believe in what, you're going to stand behind what Martin Luther King stood for. Like everyone has a dream and working through those things. So if MLK Day, I will say, I think that as good stewards of our community, it needs to be for our entire community. And so I encourage you to be respectful of that holiday. And even if you don't really know how to quote unquote celebrate that day, I think there's a lot of power in acknowledging the day. Right. So that was a good one. Who else has another idea for January?
I
I'm gonna have to,
think maybe
I'm gonna have to
like
cut out
give
time in here, friends. Everybody be thinking. So you need to have a next one ready for February coming up next.
I think playing off like doing a donation or a giveaway just to get 2024 started and get your name out there would be good. Because if you do a giveaway and you have other people tagging others, they're bringing into your brand and your what you stand for.
Right. So that's a great idea. So that idea is like a giveaway. So that let's talk about giveaways for a minute because all of my team here knows giveaways. When you say giveaway to social media, that can mean 100 different things. So are we actually giving it away on social media or are you promoting a giveaway that you're doing somewhere else? So let's give an example of both. So let's say in January, you're going to do the warm wishes giveaway. And so you're giving away a free heat system. So you're not going to give away a full system. You're going to give away a new heating system at a home. So ideally for best practices, that doesn't just need to be a social media giveaway because you're not really going to collect any data from the people that are registering, right? So you do need to be creative about how you promote it, but ideally you're putting a link in the caption that sends them to the website that captures their contact information that then allows them to enter. So when the contractor guys, when you're through running this, you have a list of all of these people that said they know they need a new heater. So then you can remarket to those people. But on the social media side, you're really using it to promote. Hey, go visit our website. Did you know we're giving this away? What the value is and all of that. And it's a really good time to do it. You're slow anyway, right? The majority of yours, if you're an HVAC company, you're slow. This is your slow season. So Tate's right. That's a really good time to like give something back. The other way you could do a giveaway promotion would be like, let's say there's no time, like a hot cocoa location or like a big coffee shop, and you're giving away $10, $25 gift cards to random people. So just all you have to do is comment and share, which you have to be particular with how Facebook is doing promotions, but there's lots of ways to just get people to engage with the post, and then you're going to award 10 winners randomly over 2 weeks. So guys, I really got suckered, I think the other day because I was all up in this, but my friend opened an online boutique and she just basically makes little shirts. And so I was trying to support her. Well, and I knew what she was trying to do was get engagement on her social media post. So she was like, hey, this dish has undisclosed amount of chocolate kisses in it. Like, guess how many are in it? And so I just wanted to comment to get it going. Well, then I got competitive because she was like, "Oh, you're so close." And I was like, "Oh, 187." Before I knew it, like there was like 180 comments on there. And what that did is there was not even really a good prize. It was just for the sake of the game. And so there are ways to do those engaging style contests and giveaways on there. So one is like super impactful and very public relations driven that you are just promoting and getting out there. Another one is these really quick fun ones like guess how many chocolate kisses are in here and win a coffee gift card. There's those things. And so there's lots of opportunities there. But that's a great idea, Tate. Another thing is doing a little giveaway to where you say, hey, vote for your local nonprofit that's going to win X, $250 in our, so $224, right, for 2024. And that's what we're doing. And so that's a really good idea. Kick off the new year with a giveaway. That's a good idea. Okay. Who has another idea for January content?
I feel like you can always include sports, whether it's like a local team or if it's a professional team.
That's good. That's a good point. So this is funny. All of us on this call actually live in the South, but we are always trying to pay attention to our northern companies. So we're like, oh, is there like a hockey game, or are y'all ice skating or snowboarding? What are y'all doing up there in those markets? But to her point, like when you look at outdoor activities or sports activities, number one, you can look everywhere from the professional level down to like, what are my kids doing outside? Like, are y'all playing basketball or whatever they're doing? But there is a lot of what I call allegiance to organizations. So whether that's to the local high school or to, the university that's there, that's a really cool thing. So you can look in January and say, what are we going to be doing? It should be basketball. So what are we going to be doing and how can we promote supporting that team? We have a company out of Nebraska that partnered with the local college. Now it's a major college. I want to say it's a D2 college, but partnered with them to be the supporter of their girls volleyball team. And guys, it has driven so much traffic for them. So that's a great idea, is looking at what sports are active there. If your local high school sports are active. Now, like for those of you that cover multiple regions, what is like money for you is when one organization, like one school from one of your markets and another school from one of your markets are going against each other. And like you could do a whole like battle of the bands or things like that. So that's a great one. January is a good time for that one. Anybody else have another idea for January? So I'll talk about New Year, New You. So I think January is a really good time to focus on like healthy habits and things like that. And a lot of times if I can take it back to plumbers, we're talking about water filtration systems. So hey, before you load that pre-workout with water out of the tap, like in your mind, contractor, you should be thinking like, what are people doing in this month leisurely, and how can I create something to do it with them and provide feedback? All marketing is solutions to problems, right? So when we are everybody's trying to get healthier during Q1, we have water filtration, we have indoor air quality, we have new water heaters, we have, new HVAC systems, new roofs, new pest control offers. Like there's lots of needs that you can say for new year, new you, new year, new home, new year, new shower, whatever that wants to look like for you guys. So, all right, perfect. Well, then we move into February. Now, Esmeralda, I'm going to start with you. Tell me a little bit about an idea for February, because what's the obvious holiday in February?
Yeah, so obviously in February, there's Valentine's Day. So that month is full of love. So I think it'd be a good idea to kind of get people's heartstrings going and kind of focus around that. Like, this is not only the month for love, but also like, let's get back, let's think about one another and try to incorporate that into social media and then also with your company.
That's right, Esmeralda. That's a great idea. So, it is the month of love. So let's talk about love. So love can be like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wives, which, well, some people like love it, some people don't. But it's also like we love our community, right? So we love you, so we're offering this, or someone could win. Like, what are some prizes that people could win during a love month?
I think it would be good to partner with, like, a local restaurant and do, like, a gift card and go have dinner on Valentine's Day with your significant other.
Great. So, like a date night package, right? Right. Okay. So that's a good one. I also like, hey, anybody that buys a new system from, Honey Bear Air gets we're going to donate $50 to the women's shelter. Right, so that we can do that. Or our whole team went to the women's shelter for the month of love and gave out flower bouquets and served a nice dinner. So that's another cool option. So those are good. Okay. What else do we think about Valentine's Day? Like, what's another spin we could do on it?
You could do love your home and pull in stuff with IAQ. Sorry, I always say that wrong. Or it's time for a tune up. Love your home for
Yep.
that, especially as we go into spring and allergies. Prepare it, but put a Valentine's Day spin.
Yeah, so love my home. So, a good idea for that. I like this idea. Like when she said that, my brain went to maybe have all of your teams send a picture of like them at home with their families, like around the fireplace or around a dinner table, and say, our team enjoys, loves their homes and we love your home. Like, how can we help your home be more comfortable? So these are some important things. Like now you have real people in your photos. They're not, what's my word I'm looking for? Like canned photos. They're actual photos of your own people. They're in their own homes. So naturally different regions of the United States, like to me it's very obvious when that is not a home. Like we will say that is not a home from East Texas. Y'all done pulled that off of somebody else. That is a home from California. Right, that is not, we don't have that looking home here. So same way, like no matter what you do, when you use your own team members to support your social media content, just naturally the clothes they're wearing, the way their house looks and things like that, it's a lot more recognizable. So love your home would be a great one to do where you feature your own team. I also think you could do like if you could get your guys to say the love of my life aside from their favorite tool. So they'd be like, aside from these electronic gauges that I got, I guess I would say is my wife or is my girlfriend or is my daughter, whatever they wanted to say there. But the joke would be like, aside from my PlayStation controller, my favorite thing that I love is, so you could kind of do a joke off of those things. Because, guys, what we're looking for here through all the fun stuff we mentioned in January and what we're talking about in February, have you noticed like a lot of our content is not necessarily around um, please buy an HVAC unit. Please repipe your home. It's a fun way to engage people where you are staying top of mind. If you think that you're going to launch a post about eating chocolate donuts on chocolate donut day and you're going to sell 3 systems directly related to that post, it will not happen. You're setting yourself up for unrealistic expectations, right? So what you want to do is really encourage people to engage with your brand naturally. So asking the funny questions, singing songs. So, maybe you come up with this montage of all these love songs and you try to get your team to lip sync to I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. A dude singing that's got a scruffy beard and he's like holding on to his gauges is hilarious. Like people think that's so funny. And then at the end, you're like, hey, to all of our customers or to all of East Texas, we will always love you from, Yellow Barrier. Right. So those are some fun things that you can do. Um, hey, Darian, what do you think are some good tips on writing the captions during the month of February?
Yeah, so I would say definitely using the theme as to what you're writing for, like the holiday Valentine's Day, using the words love. You can play off of if the client has or your uh, brand has some type of word that will go with a Valentine's theme. You could also play off of that. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, great. So using good wording. So let's talk about wording in your captions. So SEO is an important thing, right? So search engine optimization. So here's what's important. Understanding that we always are running a little covert operation. Okay. So we're always a little bit in the behind the scenes of what could be happening. Um, in a sense of like, what if people are searching like HVAC repair near me or water? So if someone goes onto social media and says, I want, is there a water heater company? So do you know what we say in East Texas? It's not a water heater. What is it, y'all?
The boiler.
Hot
Girl.
water heater.
Yeah, boiler, Esmeralda, hot water heater. Now, I don't know why East Texans think that we need to heat already hot water, but that's what we say. So, people will search that hot water heater replacement. Right. So those are things that happen. So when to Darian's point, when you're writing these captions, you're all about the Valentine and the love and the family and the comfort, tying in some of those key and important words like we're here, we love all makes and models of units, right? And we service all of East Texas for all your heating and air conditioning repair. Those things are important pieces to captions and good links and a hashtag strategy. So hashtags are basically search phrases. It's hashtags also are more known on Twitter and Instagram than they are on Facebook. So you kind of have to understand where hashtags come into play. The other day I was telling my son, I was like, hey, so when you get to the gate, press pound 464. So he's like, Mom, what is pound? I was like, pound, babe, the pound sign. And he's like, hashtag? I was like, okay, well, absolutely not. That's actually the pound sign, but sure, hashtag, hit hashtag 1234, but hashtag, there's definitely a strategy to that that's not just basic. It's not just all willy nilly in there. So I really encourage you guys to study hashtag strategies, but you want to use things that are already trending, things that people might be searching so that you can capture. You want to be the post that shows up when people are searching it. So again, that's much more applicable to an Instagram and Twitter or X strategy, and even like a TikTok strategy. Those of you that have gone wild on TikTok, I will say this before we jump into March really quick. I want to tell you that if you are only going to put up graphics and post here and there and do a few little things, you're not going to grow your following drastically. What grows following is actual content from the creator. So as much or from the contractor. As much as we love content, we really shouldn't be putting on your uniform and doing your content. It needs to be someone at your office. There needs to be an actual truck. There needs to be the sights and sounds of where you live and backgrounds of where you live. So, for example, if you live in the mountains and I do your photos, you're going to have pine trees. And people are going to be like, girl, where are you at? Where did that happen? Right. And also, like, I'm jealous right now. Some of y'all look like a winter wonderland. You know what it looks like here? A dreary fall mess. Right. So it's just not as pretty. And so to me, those things are very um, apparent to me. And so I just want to encourage you if you're looking for the silver bullet for social media, it is time. So my team or our team here at Lemon Seed, they can give you the ideas, create a video, do a taste test challenge, do a TikTok challenge, do a dance off, do a this, do a that. But the real money comes from you actually taking their advice and doing those things if you're not creative. If you are creative, the success is going to come down to you spending time planning out the content, planning out your strategies. Tate, when you sit down to create content for any one of our people, what are some of the ways you get started?
So the first thing I do is I just go through like national holidays and see if there's anything we can tie back to their brand. So like we have National Tech Day, that's good for all of our companies. We've had some like fishing days, so that's good for like our mascot to have a mascot that have a fish. And then I also just think of like trending memes and reels that would be great, and that will perform in their for their clients and for their audience.
So, Tate, do you think you do a lot of? So, are you active on your own social media channels?
Yes.
Okay, so I made her answer that because I want to say this. Most of you, especially if you are male and listening to this and you are over 35 years old, odds are that you're not just super deep into real trends, right? So that's going to be a challenge. So that's why I encourage you, like, what you need to do is support the movement that social media is important. And so, as you can see, like I have full time people, Esmeralda, Darian, Ashley, they are full time working on content creation and things like that. Both Tate and Asia have other things going on in their life as well as Lemon Seed. So, there people can do your social media for you and it not be a full time thing. But what you need to do is you need to be able to hold them accountable. So, like when Asia and Tate are creating content, they know I need to have 12 of this and 10 of this and 8 of this. And if there's more, great. But what you have to do is set parameters for your content creator to be able to help you make your social media successful. Posting one time a week is very weak. It's almost not even worth the investment. In my opinion, if you're going to do it, go all in and say, hey, I need 4 or 5 posts a week, or I need at least a post every other day on these different platforms and really owning that piece. And so as a contractor, when you're planning this, you're like, oh, social media is so expensive. Well, it's expensive to not have it. Like right now, there are people that are just straight up out branding you on social media channels. So I want to encourage you there. So let's jump into March and talk about a few things that we have in March. So what are we thinking there? Let's see. Darian, what's an idea for March content?
Yeah, so you have spring break in March usually, so that's something that you could play off of if um, you can interview your technicians about, oh, are you taking a spring break trip with your kids? Just kind of getting that engagement there.
Oh, I love
That's
that. So, you know what I'm obsessed with right now, guys? That little dang microphone. I want one. And we have one, but like going up to your technicians with that little bitty microphone and being like, "Hey, Jason, where's the best vacation that you remember as a child?" And they're gonna be like, well, we're in East Texas, so they're gonna be like the hunt and lease. But but listening, or they say, "What are you excited? Are you taking your kids anywhere?" Now, obviously, guys, your content creator needed to kind of, for lack of a better phrase, you kind of plant some people that you know are doing it so that they are actually have something to say. But the fun side of it is, oh, nope, we're not going anywhere for this, or we went somewhere last year, or we're going on a cruise, and listening to those. So I think that's a great idea. Also around that is like, that's a fun way to do a staycation giveaway. So if you have a water park nearby or something that's going to be opening up around that time, you could always do a staycation package for spring break. Also, like we're springing into things, right? So we're springing into savings and things like that. There's normally a time change in there for those states that still adopt that. You weird ones that don't follow that, I don't know what for you to do there, but just skip that one. Doesn't apply to you, right? So on March, also, like I think there is St. Patrick's Day. And so we do a lot of like, don't, are you feeling lucky? Right. So does anybody have a good idea for St. Patrick's Day?
You could do a little scavenger hunt around your town with like gold coins because the leprechauns have the gold at the end of the rainbow. Or let's say you have somebody that can dress up as a leprechaun. Sometimes that's really fun if they have to be willing to do it, but it can be a great time if you're like, oh, look, there's the McWilliams leprechaun. And do you see him around town?
Yeah, so let me tell you. So McWilliams, so my brother's company did this. We had somebody dress up as a leprechaun. He's just a goofy person anyway, but he ran around like throwing these gold coins up in the air and surprising people and doing all this silly stuff. And it got so much engagement because it was just so fun. It was so fun. But I love Ashley's idea. Like, so partner with the Chamber of Commerce and go hide these big gold coins and hide them all around town. And when people find them, they send a picture of themselves with it and where they found it. And they win a cool, like, Amazon gift card or something that you can send them. But the key here would be having them come to your office and take a picture with you because they are one of the 5 winners for your lucky leprechaun giveaway. Right. So I'm going to ask each of you, as we kind of roll towards wrapping up here a little bit, I want to ask each of you, what is your best advice for contractors that are doing social media? What if they're doing it in-house, what is their best way to be successful? And I'll start with Asia.
I would just say be consistent and use your clients. I mean, not your clients, your employees. I'm sorry. Use your
Yeah.
employees.
They got lemon seed on the brain. But yeah, so consistency is a great one. So if you're posting once and then it's 3 weeks later before you post again. So that was great. And then use your own employees. Use your own employees. That's great, Asia. Thank you. Okay. Darian.
I would say just have fun with it. I mean, videos are very important with social media and going into 2024, um, that's just gonna get even more important is using videos. So definitely have fun with your, team members and your, just if you have a mascot, just, filming and coming up with cute little ideas that you can do, trends to stay on top of. Just have fun with it, I would say.
Great. That's great advice. Esmeralda?
So I'm gonna piggyback off Darian to have fun with it. I also want to say social media is very versatile. Like you can be informative and entertaining at the same time. So you're not only giving people tips on how to keep your drains clean at home, but you're also being funny with it. So I think getting that engagement is important. So yeah, so just have fun with it and be informative at the same time.
So that's a really good point. I love that too because sometimes we get too serious or way too funny. There is a way to marry those two. Okay, Tate.
I think the main thing in is just be invested in your social media. If you don't have a marketing company, do it. Find somebody in your company that you can rely on and just go all in and be as invested as you can and showcase your brand and what your brand stands for.
Absolutely. Great. Okay, and Ashley Burkhead, last but not least.
I would say don't just try to sell everything. Social media is meant to be social. Your followers want to see what you're doing in the community and your people. They don't want to be sold to every single day.
Absolutely. So, just to recap some of those. So, be consistent, use your employees, video is king, have fun, and be informative. Those two can be married. Invest in your social media both with time and a lot of times with financial investment. And then don't just keep trying to sell something over and over again. Like open 24 hours is like not a thing. Like people do not care about that. You will get more engagement on them taste testing different chocolate chip cookies than you would of you posting that you have 24-hour service. Even though that service is much more applicable to people, they need to know that piece. They're more engaged with the chocolate chip cookie eating contest, right? So, guys, the whole point of today's call was to just let you see that, like, sometimes it's just idea sharing, collaboration, talking out loud, and letting my social team. I mean, we're doing a lot of social media content. This team puts out a lot of content, and as you can see, like, they can just roll off with the ideas and they can expound on them and they understand the importance of consistency and being creative. So as you look at Q1 and on throughout the rest of the year, I noticed, Ashley, really quick, I noticed you had made a list earlier of year-long things, like some cool things for 2024. What were some of those things? Because I know one
Yes,
of them
Let
was the
me pull
Olympics.
it up. Yes. So you have the Summer Olympics in Paris this year. The presidential elections coming up. There's a total solar eclipse happening in April that hits a really big part of the country. And then it's also leap year. So that's a day that only happens every 4 years.
Yeah, so I love that. Those are the kinds of things that as you sit down to create content, like writing out national holidays. I know Tate mentioned that. So if it's national, um, dog month and your mascot is a dog, ding, ding, ding. Like you should be doing some dog stuff, right? Or National Hug a Plumber Day. Guess what you should be doing? Hugging your plumbers, right? So start with some easy things like that, national holidays, fun days. And then what are just overall things for 2024 that make it different? And then politically, in your town, like what's going on, just how can you stay relevant and trendy for what's going on? But social media, I think one of the most important things that we said today was it's got to stay fun. It's got to stay fun. It's got to stay engaging, and it's got to stay consistent. Because some of y'all get real good for about 30 minutes. Do you know what I tell my some of my clients? They'll call me and say, "Well, as soon as I started doing social media, so did my competitor." I'm like, "Give it 2 months." They'll lose focus, they'll lose drive, they won't stay with it. And so this is my biggest encouragement is forcing yourself to be held accountable for that. So, all right, guys, anything else to say? Awesome. So thank you so much, Tate, Asia, Esmeralda, Ashley, and Darian, for being on our call today, or on our podcast call today, I should say. So we really enjoyed having them on there. I absolutely adore our team. I think that they are so passionate about helping people be successful. Guys, we will have a whole office celebration when someone has great posts, get lots of engagement. And so we have really enjoyed watching a large portion of our clients become successful on social media by just putting into place some of the practices and creativity that we put in front of them. So thank you for listening to another episode of From the Yellow Chair. If you have enjoyed this episode, please go leave us a like, a review. Now, listen, if you liked one of these girls, don't be saying their name. I have to do this every week. So you better say Crystal is my favorite because Emily couldn't get on today. So I hope you enjoy it. Leave us a review. Follow us on all of our social media channels. Of course, at Lemon Seed, our goal is to always be your strategic partner to help you know what to implement, know how to get going. And on social media, be creative and be consistent. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy sipping some lemonade. We'll see you soon.